To perform penetration testing on the Metasploitable 2 VM, I would first make sure the Kali Linux machine could connect to the Metasploitable VM. Then I would use tools like Nmap to find open ports and running services. After that, I would use tools such as Nikto and OWASP ZAP to look for web vulnerabilities. I also used Metasploit Framework to test known vulnerabilities and gain command shell access to the system. Once access was gained, I would document the findings and make security improvements like changing passwords, disabling unnecessary services, and enabling firewall protections. Penetration testing is valuable because it helps organizations find security weaknesses before attackers do. It allows companies to fix vulnerabilities, improve security, and better protect important systems and information. It also helps test whether current security controls are working properly. If procedures are not followed correctly, the issue should be identified, documented, and reported so it can be fixed. Reviewing the mistake, improving training, and updating procedures can help prevent the same problem from happening again. In this video, I will use my Kali Linux VM to perform several security and vulnerability scans against my Metasploitable 2 VM. These scans will help identify open ports, running services, web vulnerabilities, and possible security weaknesses on the target system. I will demonstrate tools such as Nmap, Nikto, OWASP ZAP, and Metasploit Framework to gather information and analyze the security posture of the VM. Based on the scans performed on the Metasploitable 2 VM, several security weaknesses were found, including outdated services, open ports, weak configurations, and vulnerable applications such as FTP and Telnet. These types of weaknesses are commonly targeted by attackers because they are easier to exploit. The risk assessment showed that the system has a high security risk due to outdated software and exposed services, while the gap analysis showed that the VM does not follow modern security best practices. To help reduce these risks, several countermeasures can be used. Unnecessary services like Telnet and FTP should be disabled, default passwords should be changed, and strong passwords should be enforced. Firewalls can be used to block unused ports, and software updates can help fix known vulnerabilities. Additional protections such as intrusion detection systems and network segmentation can also improve security. The expected result is a more secure and hardened system with fewer vulnerabilities and fewer ways for attackers to gain access. This strategy helps reduce risk by limiting attack opportunities, improving access control, and adding multiple layers of security to better protect the system. I logged into the Metasploitable 2 VM locally using the default credentials of msfadmin:/msfadmin and implemented several security hardening changes. First, I enabled a firewall to help control and filter network traffic, which reduces unauthorized access to the system. Second, I stopped vulnerable and unnecessary services running on the VM to reduce the number of attack points available to attackers. Finally, I enabled monitoring and logging features to help track system activity and detect suspicious behavior or possible security incidents. These changes helped improve the overall security of the VM by reducing vulnerabilities and strengthening system protection. I chose to implement a firewall, stop vulnerable services, and enable monitoring and logging because they are simple, low cost, and quick to apply, but still provide strong security improvements. These changes were important because the scan showed the VM had open ports and weak services that could be easily attacked. The changes mainly affected vulnerabilities like exposed network services, unnecessary running services, and lack of system visibility. Turning off services reduced possible ways for attackers to get in, the firewall helped block unwanted traffic, and logging helped track activity and spot suspicious behavior. My expected results were to reduce vulnerabilities and make the system more secure, and the actual results matched this, although some weaknesses remained because Metasploitable 2 is intentionally outdated and vulnerable. One key lesson learned is that even simple hardening steps can greatly improve security. I also learned that reducing unnecessary services and adding monitoring helps lower risk, and older systems are harder to fully secure because they are not designed with modern protections.